Guys, you are going to hate me for what I'm about to say, but I have to do it. The coin has doubled in value since my last video. It happened just as I predicted. Kaspa is growing and the haters are still hating. Why will Kaspa grow at the expense of the haters? How to beat FOMO? And how can Kaspa make 70x's? Let's find out now. Kaspa is becoming the most hated coin because the price is surging, but very few people have managed to buy it. Even I have people in my community who hate Kas, calling it an Asian scam and predicting its collapse. They don't know how to be happy for the success of others and always blame their failures on a clever manipulator or Asian scammers, although they themselves can't study what Kaspa is and understand why this project has a great future. The more Kaspa is hated, the higher its price rises. I said this a few weeks ago, but even I was surprised how fast the price skyrocketed. And that's despite the fact that major influencers like ALTCOIN Daily are only now starting to pay attention to Kaspa. We are still in a very early stage. I will talk about the strategy for Kaspa a little bit later. One thing I want to point out right now is why Kas can continue to grow. In 2011, after Bitcoin was created, it was very much hated. Bubble, pyramid, Ponzi scheme, unsecured asset, dead technology. These were the words they used to call Bitcoin during its growth. Back then, BTC was worth $1 to $2, and the more it was hated, the higher the price went. Throughout history, the media buried Bitcoin 474 times. While the majority read the headlines, the minority studied Bitcoin technology, the blockchain principle, and quietly accumulated coins. By the time cool funds like BlackRock or Fidelity recognized Bitcoin as a technology, it had grown millions of times, and so will Kaspa. While the haters pour negativity on the coin, Kaspa is reaching an all-time high. Now, for those who still don't understand how Kaspa works and what its advantage over Bitcoin is, I will now explain everything very briefly and clearly. Even your child will understand it. Think of Bitcoin blockchain as a chain. Each link in the chain is a separate block. This limits the number of transactions that the Bitcoin network can process. The creators of Kaspa decided to take Satoshi Nakamoto's idea and create an improved version of Bitcoin. This is how the Phantom protocol was created. Phantom is a new protocol based on Nakamoto's idea, but with a twist. In Bitcoin, blocks refer to only one previous block, forming a chain. Phantom blocks, however, can reference multiple previous blocks, creating a structure called a directed acyclic graph, block DAG, instead of a simple chain. Think of it like a family tree, where each person can have multiple parents, predecessors, but there are no loops, and everyone has a clear place in the family tree. In essence, Kaspa solves the problem of decentralization and scalability, which makes it a winner over Bitcoin. But so far, not many people are talking about it. If you check out YouTube or try to find videos about Kaspa, you will see videos from bloggers with few subscribers. This just shows that we are still in the early stages and the coin still has potential to grow. When major influencers like Ben Armstrong, Coin Bureau, or ALTCOIN Daily start talking about Kaspa on a regular basis, that's when the trend will turn. In the meantime, you are in the minority. Still, many people have missed the Kaspa train and want to buy the coin, but are hesitant because the price has risen a lot. Especially for you, I will tell you what the best Kaspa strategy is right now. The first thing you should realize is that Kaspa can grow very high, very fast. To increase Kas by 25 cents, i.e. by 3 times its current value, it is enough to buy the coin for only $6 million. There is not much liquidity on the exchanges. Nobody wants to sell such a promising coin. This is one of the reasons for the constant growth of Kas. The demand is growing, but the supply is not. Given this situation, what is the best strategy for accumulating Kas? Let's say you wanted to buy a coin at 3 cents, but it's already at 8 cents and you're afraid to buy it. This is the situation of many people. What should you do? First, you should evaluate Kaspa not in terms of the distance traveled, but in the context of the potential for growth. Because if we were to evaluate Bitcoin from the point of view of distance covered, it would not be rational to buy BTC at $1,000. But at that time, the asset had a capitalization like Kaspa now and grew from 10 cents. But then Bitcoin went up 10x, 20x, and even 70x. Always look at the potential and not the lost profit. What is the potential of Kaspa? In one of the videos, I compared Kaspa and Solana because they are two fast and cheap networks. Of course, Solana's ecosystem is much more developed than Kaspa's, but the latter has an advantage of decentralization through miners. Solana is more centralized. When Kaspa reaches the capitalization of Sol, the price of the coin will be 14 times more expensive at $1.13. This could happen next year or in 2030. Nobody knows that, but the potential of Kaspa is great when you consider its technology. Let's make an analogy with mobile phones. Nokia was the leader in mobile phones, but they didn't switch to smartphones in time and lost the race. Bitcoin is in danger of losing the race to Kaspa because they are very similar projects, only Kaspa is more technologically advanced and suitable for peer-to-peer payments. Even if Kaspa reaches a tenth of what Bitcoin has now, it will be $72 billion. That is 42 times more than it is now. So the potential of the project is definitely huge. The question is, how will you be able to use it? Now let's talk about strategy. If you want to buy Kas, allocate an amount, for example, $1,000. Then divide it into 10 parts and buy Kas every week or month. Don't pay attention to the price. Your job is to stick to the plan. If Kaspa goes down, great. Your average purchase price will be lower each time and your profit potential will be higher. If the coin goes up, even better. The P&L will be positive and you'll be able to take those profits at every opportunity. But what if Kaspa never grows again? This is a good question that all Kas owners are concerned about. I have only one answer. If you want to make super profits, multiply your capital 10 to 20 times. You have to take risks. Without risk, there is no profit. FOMO is the result of ignorance or lack of knowledge. If right now you're experiencing fear of lost profits, then you need to study the project more. After all, if you had studied the Kaspa technology, you would have no doubts before buying. So the only way to fight FOMO is to keep learning and making mistakes, and watch CoinPost. By the way, subscribe if you haven't yet done so, and we move on to Kaspa price prediction. The price of Kas surged up to 10 cents, after which there was a quick correction. Now the price is trading around 8 cents. The current correction is only 18%. This is not much for Kaspa. The last two corrections were 38% and 72%. So don't get scared if the coin continues to decline. On the contrary, use it as an opportunity to think about accumulating a position. Remember, this is not financial advice, and everyone manages their money as they see fit. On the 4-hour time frame, I've marked with the yellow line the next liquidity zone where buy orders have accumulated. I expect the price to drop to 7 cents before continuing to move higher. Since many early buyers want to lock in profits, they will sell. Maybe the price will drop to 5 cents, but that doesn't matter. If you follow the strategy I described above, you don't care where the price goes. In the long run, you will beat those sitting on the sidelines. The RSI indicator supports my expectation of a further downward movement. The price has not yet reached the oversold zone, so there is more room for a downward movement. In general, the chart looks very appropriate. First growth, then correction. Let's wait and see what happens next, and keep your hand on the pulse. We are in for a fascinating market until the end of the year. Subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Your CoinPost.